Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradari Yasodanandana Vrajajanaranjana Yasodanandana Vrajajanaranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradari Jai Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradari Yasodanandana Vrajajanaranjana Yasodanandana Vrajajanaranjana Yamunatira Manachari Yamunatira Vanachari Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradari Yasodanandana Vrajajanaranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Radha Jamasundara Jamasundara Radha Jamasundara Jamasundara Jai Krishna Balaram Jai Krishna Balaram Jai Krishna Balaram Jai Krishna Balaram Jai जगन्नाथ जय जगन्नाथ जय बलादेवा जय सुभद्रा जय गौरानिता जय गौरानिता जय गौरानिता जय गौरानिता जय सचिनंदन जय सचिनंदन जय सचिनंदन गौर हरि गौरा गौरा गौर हरि गौरा गौरा गौर हरि तय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल तय गौर हरि बोल जय प्रभु पदा जय प्रभु पदा जय प्रभु पदा जय प्रभु पदा जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद तय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरे हरि बोल एवं विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्रीमद देसी भक्त वेदांत सांशोपाद की जाय एवं विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्रीमद श्री भक्त सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की जाय आनंद कोटि वैष्णवंद की जय नमाचार्य हरदास ठाकुर की जय प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की जय श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय ब्रज भूमि श्री वृंदावन धाम की जय नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय श्री क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय गंगामय यमुनामाई की जय भक्ति देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय समवेत भक्त वृंद की जय हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories, all glories, all glories, all glories, Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga, Prabhupada ki jai. विष्णु पदाय कृष्ण विष्टाय पुत्र श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी राम नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणीक प्रचारणे निर्विशेष शून्यवाद पाश्चात्य देशतारणे Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you for joining. We are reading from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, titled Transcendental Knowledge, verse number 12 to 15. Let me share. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayat Nasta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamasloke Bhakti Bhavati Naishtiki. Chapter 4, Transcendental Knowledge, verse number 12. Kankshanta karmanam siddhim ejanta iha devata kshipram hi manushe loke siddhir bhavati karmaja. Kankshanta karmanam siddhim ejanta iha devata kshipram hi manushe loke siddhir bhavati karmaja. Kankshanta karmanam siddhim ijanta iha devata kshipram hi manushe loke siddhir bhavati karmaja. Kankshanta karmanam siddhim ijanta iha devata kshipram hi manushe loke siddhir bhavati karmaja. Or two word. Kankshanta, desiring, karmanam, of fruitive activities, siddhim, perfection, ejante, they worship by sacrifices, iha, in the material world, devata, the demigod, kshipram, very quickly, he, certainly, manushe, in human society, loke, within this world, siddhi, success, bhavati, comes, karmaja, from fruitive work, Translation by Jivanges A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai. Men in this world desire success in fruitive activities, and therefore they worship the demigods. Quickly, of course, men get results from fruitive work in this world. Repeat. Men in this world desire success in fruitive activities, and therefore they worship the demigods. Quickly, of course, men get results from fruitive work in this world. Verse number 13. चातुर्वर्ण्यं मया सृष्टं गुणकर्म विभागसः तस्य कर्तारमपि मां विद्धि अकर्तारमव्ययम् चातुर्वर्ण्यं मया सृष्टं गुणकर्म विभागसः तस्य कर्तारमपि मां विद्धि अकर्तारमव्ययम् चातुर्वर्ण्यं मया सृष्टं गुणकर्म विभागसः तस्य कर्तारमपि मां विद्धि अकर्तारमव्ययम् चातुर्वर्ण्यं मया सृष्टं गुणकर्म विभागसः तस्य कर्तारमपि मां विद्धि अकर्तारमव्ययम् Chaturvarnyam, the four divisions of human society, maya, by me, srishtam, created, guna, of quality, karma, and work, vibhagasaha, in terms of division, tasya, of that, kartaram, the father, api, although, mam, me, vidhi, you may know, akartaram, as the non-doer, avyayam, unchangeable. Translation. According to the three modes of material nature and the work associated with them, the four divisions of human society are created by me. And although I am the creator of this system, you should know that I am at the non-doer, being unchangeable. Repeat. According to the three modes of material nature and the work associated with them, the four divisions of human society are created by me, and although I am the creator of this system, you should know that I am at the non-doer, being unchangeable. Next verse, verse number 14. Krishna, verse number 14. Are you able to hear, right? न मां कर्माणि लिम्पन्ति न मे कर्मफले स्पृहा इति मां यो अभिजानाति कर्मभिर्न स बाध्यते न मां कर्माणि लिम्पन्ति न मे कर्मफले स्पृहा इति मां यो अभिजानाति कर्मभिर्न स बाध्यते न मां कर्माणि लिम्पन्ति न मे कर्मफले स्पृहा इति मां यो अभिजानाति कर्मभिर्न स बाध्यते. Word to word. Na, never. Ma, me. Karmani, all kinds of work. Limpanti, do effect. Na, nor. Me, my. Karma phale, in fruitive action. Spruha, aspiration. Iti, thus. Ma, me. Ya, one who. Abhijanati, does know. Karma be, by the reaction of such work. Na, never. Sa, he. Badyate, becomes entangled. Translation. There is no work that affects me, nor do I aspire for the fruits of action. One who understands this truth about me also does not become entangled in the fruitive reactions of work. Please repeat. There is no work that affects me, nor do I aspire for the fruits of action. One who understands this truth about me also does not become entangled in the fruitive reactions of work. Verse number 15. एवं ज्ञात्वा कृतं कर्म पूर्वैरपि मुमुक्षुभिः कुरु कर्मैव तस्मात् त्वं पूर्वै पूर्वतरं कृतम् एवं ज्ञात्वा कृतं कर्म पूर्वैरपि मुमुक्षुभिः कुरु कर्मैव तस्मात् त्वं पूर्वै पूर्वतरं कृतम् एवं ज्ञात्वा कृतं कर्म पूर्वैरपि मुमुक्षुभिः कुरु कर्मैव तस्मात् त्वं पूर्वै पूर्वतरं कृतम् 4.15 so word to word evam thus gnatva knowing well kritam was performed karma work purvai by past authorities api indeed mumukshubhi who attained liberation kuru just perform karma prescribed duty eva certainly tasma therefore tvam you purvai by the predecessors purvataram in ancient times kritam as performed. Translation. All the liberated souls in ancient times acted with this understanding of my transcendental nature. Therefore, you should perform your duty following in their footsteps. Please repeat. All the liberated souls in ancient times acted with this understanding of my transcendental nature. Therefore, you should perform your duty following in their footsteps. We'll try to understand these 4 verses. This is the second section. ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरं वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। वैष्णव की जय। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकम्। श्री रूप गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय। श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। So today's section is discussing about making a choice. We want to temporary benefits versus permanent benefits. Which one we want to make? So there are 5 sections in this chapter of transcendental knowledge. Third chapter is titled Karma Yoga. Fourth chapter transcendental knowledge. At the end of third chapter, as Arjuna is asking the third question. Why somebody is engaged in sinful activities by force. So then Lord Krishna explained that it is only lust, because of lust is situated in senses, mind, intelligence. So then Lord Krishna instructed him to remove that impressions in the heart, in senses, in mind, intelligence, by sharpening his intelligence by the transcendental knowledge. So that's why, even though Arjuna is not asking, Lord Krishna started instructing on transcendental knowledge to Arjuna. That's the 4th chapter beginning. That is the connection from 3rd chapter to 4th chapter. And so 4th chapter, first section is transcendental knowledge about Lord Krishna, or secret identity of Lord Krishna. So from verse number 1 to 10. Now today's verse is coming on the second section, 11 to 15. Practical application of transcendental knowledge, also on the goal of all the paths. So then section number 3 is coming from 16 onwards, understanding the karma on the platform of jnana. And then from 23 onwards is sacrifices on the platform of jnana. And then the last section is results or qualifications required or glories of transcendental knowledge, or conclusion of transcendental knowledge. Exact verses, so that we understand that Yeah, 1 to 10, 11 to 15, yeah, 16 to 24, understanding karma on the platform of Jnana, 25 to 33, sacrifice leading to transcendental knowledge, or sacrifice on the platform of Jnana, verse number 34 to 42, last section, conclusion or glories of transcendental knowledge and qualifications required. So now, in this chapter, in this section, practical application of transcendental knowledge, 4.11, last week, we discussed about the etamam prapadyamste tams tataiva bhajamyaham mama vartamanu vartante pardha sarvasa. What it means is Lord Krishna is telling, instructing Arjuna that now you receive transcendental knowledge about me as you surrender, as you worship, as a practitioner, the living entity, the jiva approaches me with what mood, what thought, then accordingly I am rewarding. Free will is there, so it is up to him. I have given the knowledge. Now it's up to the living entity what you want. If somebody wants to be a theist, then yes, as mentioned, the examples in the previous class was the example of Kasiraj and Poundraka. Poundraka acted as a Lord Vasudeva. He put his Shankha Chakra Gada Padma artificially, and he exactly wearing Kaustubha gem and all those Vaijayanti Mala, everything he concocted. He artificially, he basically somehow or the other came up with exactly looking like that, fake. So he is proclaiming, and not only that, he didn't stay, and then he sent a messenger to Lord Krishna to Dwaraka kingdom with a messenger that give up your position, give up your title. I am the real Vasudeva. Who are you? I am the God. I am Vasudeva. I am Lord Vasudeva. Give up. If you don't give up, then come and fight with me. So that's how he sent a messenger. Imagine what kind of fool and rascal he is. So these are the, if somebody wants to be like that, then the others who are following him, Kasiraj from Varanasi, today's city is called Benares, from that area, he was follower of this Poundraka. Then when Poundraka already, Lord Krishna came after he received this message, he went alone with by his arrows, all his battalion, everybody was killed, his charioteers, everybody, including him, Poundraka was killed. And then Kasiraj gave a big, this thing that I am going to kill him. So then Kasiraj was killed, and then his son was so adamant that he was so much upset. And my father, then Sudakshana, I think, he went and performed yajna, worshipping demigods, as we are discussing verse number 12 today, first verse. There also it is mentioned, Kankshanta Karmanam Siddhim, Nijanti Hradevata, in this material world, Devata. These demigods are specifically in this world. They are not of spiritual world, specifically Brahma, Indra, Chandra, Varuna, so Maruta, so Ashwini Kumaras, so many. 33 principal demigod, 33 million demigod, their whole families and everything. We'll come to that in a minute. So then Sudakshana went and performed a big tapasya and worshipped Lord Shiva. And this is what? Temporary benefits. Most of the people are looking for these temporary benefits. Immediately want to get result that too. By his powers, by that somehow or other benefit, I can kill the enemy. That was the main point of worshipping, approaching Lord Shiva. Then he got a boon. That boon was anybody who is against Brahmanas, then that person's head will be killed, enemy will be killed. That was the rule. It is exactly any benefit or boon or any astra or weapon in Vedic sacrifice or in Vedic in worship, under the Vedic knowledge, they exactly it will act accordingly, not like today's weapons. There is no restriction like that. There is no accurate. It is not accurate like that. So Lord Shiva is given that boon. Then that Sudakshana went and fought, and then he was killed. And then he claimed that I will bring the enemy's head. I will throw the enemy's head in the city, in the air. So that's what he proclaimed. Then when he went and fought, then actually his head was Lord Krishna released a arrow. Yeah, that was Kasiraj itself, his father. His head itself was Kasiraj himself proclaimed like that. Then his head was fallen into that Varanasi. So then later on, then his son upset and then he performed. Then Lord Shiva gave that boon, and then big demon produced, and then that went on with a huge, gigantic body and so much fire coming out and smoke everywhere, clouds formed. Everybody was afraid. It went to Dwarka, and then Dwarka was afraid. Then Lord Krishna personally saw that what's happening. Then immediately, don't worry, I will protect. Immediately release Sudarshana Chakra. Then by Sudarshan Chakra's heat, then that demon also went running. Then it couldn't tolerate. Then it subsided. It couldn't do anything. Then because it has to do something. Then when this kind of boons given, especially this boon, it is not against Brahman. Obviously, Lord Krishna is always serving Brahmanas, protecting Brahmana cows and Brahmanas. That is famous for. So obviously, he's not against. So that's why that blessing didn't work anyway. So then it went back because even that demon has to kill somebody. Because once that blessing is given, it cannot stay. That demon has to kill. So it went back and killed that person who actually really wanted that Sudakshana itself. He killed, and then he finished the job. Then his job is over. Now Sudarshan Chakra already came in. So then that whole city, it burned the whole city. That's why Varanasi, whole Benares, everywhere it burned down. The whole city was burned down. So from this past, you can see. So to the degree somebody is worshipping, thinking like that, with that bhava, accordingly Lord Krishna is also reciprocating. The devotees are always thinking Lord's birth and his activities, everything is transcendental. Janma karma chame divyam. Lord said, eternal. The devotees doesn't think that Lord's body is temporary. Lord takes material body when he appears in this world. No, actually, they think the devotees think Lord Krishna. We are discussing chapter 4, Transcendental Knowledge, verse number 11. Ye yatamam prapadyamste tam stataiva bhajamim mama vartamanu vartante pardha sarvasa. That is the verse up to 15th verse. Where this is the second section of chapter 4, a practical application of transcendental knowledge. That is the title. Essence of this subtitle will be, do you want temporary benefits or permanent benefits? If you want temporary benefits, we will be approaching demigods. If you want permanent benefits, we must worship Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna. That is the main essence coming out from this section, practical application of transcendental knowledge. So from 4.11, we are discussing the recap of that. Eyatamam prapadyamsya means to the degree, with the thought, with that choice we make, accordingly Lord Krishna is reciprocating. For the atheist, he is reciprocating accordingly, just like the Paundraka and Kasiraj and his son Sudakshana, as they want to kill Krishna, they are proclaiming they are the God, they are Lord Vasudeva. Then accordingly, they have been killed accordingly, because approaching that way, then accordingly Lord is reciprocating. Same way, those who are worshipping as devotees are worshipping the Lord in certain forms, Santa, Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, Madhurya, Rasa, different rasas, in a neutrality, in a friendship, or in a master servant, in a parent-child, in a conjugal rasa, lover. So accordingly, Lord is reciprocating in that rasa with them. Like in Damodar month, with Yashodamai, Lord Krishna reciprocated parent-child, Vatsalya Rasa. So because she is in that mood, and the Lord is reciprocating accordingly, very deeply. That's what this verse means. Those who are atheists, according to those who are jnanis, those who are karmis, fruitive activity, those who want temporary benefits, those who are after fruitive activities, they think God means anybody. Everybody is same. Anybody you worship, it is the same result. We can worship anybody, same result. So with that mindset, somebody is worshipping any God, actually there is God means one only, the rest of them are demigods, the different department heads, the Indra, Chandra, Varuna, Brahma, Maruta, Ashwini Kumaras, all of them are coming under the demigods. Actual God is one, Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna. So Lord Krishna is the original personality of Godhead. Ete Chamsa Kala Pumsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam Indrari Vyakulam Loke Mudayant Yuge Yuge. Canto 1, Chapter 3, I think verse I forget 21 or something in Srimad Bhagavatam. This verse is quoted in many other places also. So that all the incarnations are coming from Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna is the avatari, is the source of all incarnations. From him, Lord Balram, and then from Lord Balram, four Chaturviha, Vasudeva, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, Anuruddha. Then from Sankarshan, first Sankarshan comes Lord Narayan, and then from there, from Lord Narayan comes second quadruple expansion, Vasudeva, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, Anuruddha. And then from there, these three Purusha avatars come, and then this creation is happening indirectly through them. Then this, so this is how creation. So, as the living entity jivas, those who are approaching the Lord in a karma marga, in fruitive activity mentality, then Lord is also reciprocating. All right, so I reciprocate accordingly. Somebody who is worshipping as an Jnana marga, they are worshipping as they think in Jnana there are two paths. One is thinking that Lord takes material form, temporary. Accordingly, Lord is also reciprocating them. They are again and again going into this birth, death, old age, this cycle of birth, death, old age, disease. Because they don't have faith that Lord Krishna is Supreme Lord, is Sachidananda Vigraha. Asraddha dhana purusha dharmasyasya parampa prapya mam nivartante mrityu. You are able to hear, right?
I think we lost your voice, sir.
Lost your voice? Are you able to hear or no? 1 minute. What happened? Hare Krishna? How about you now?
Yes, sir. Yeah, we're good.
Somehow it got muted, I think. My mouse went on there. Okay. So you heard till where? Till what point? We're discussing from the beginning. You didn't hear or
Yeah.
just now?
No. I was there around 10 minutes, probably. I joined late.
So yeah, last 10 minutes you heard or
Yeah. I was hearing that, sir.
okay.
I was able to get. Thank you, sir.
So yeah, so we are discussing about the atheists and those jnanis, those who are in the Jnana Marga, they worship the Lord in two different aspects. Those who are jnanis thinking Lord takes temporary form, temporary, just like the living entities. He is also when he takes Lord Rama, Lord Krishna, Varaha, Narsimha, Kurma, they think that the Lord also has the same body as the Jiva. So, but that is not. So, for them, Lord is also reciprocating accordingly. They will again and again take birth. Ashrata dhana purusha dharmasyasya parampara aprapimam nivartante mrityu samsara vartamani. Again and again they have to take birth. Because that's what they are thinking. Temporary, according Lord is reciprocating. That's what Eyatama. But the other side of the Jnanis are those who wants to merge into Brahman effulgence. They think Brahman effulgence is the highest. The topmost worship is the Brahman effulgence. Everything is included. So that is the highest form. So they worship. Then accordingly they attain that Brahma Sayujya Mukti. So they merge into the Brahman effulgence. From there also they again fall down because there is no variety. So because Avisuddha Buddhaya, they didn't attain the pure form. They didn't come to the Sat Chit Ananda Vigraha. They have to come to the blissful form. That is, Sat Chit Ananda Vigraha means Sat means eternality. So Brahman is eternal, but Chit means full of knowledge, and then it has variety, and then Ananda. Sat Chit Ananda. So the living entity is also Sat Chit Ananda Vigraha, but temporarily right now conditioned. But Supreme Lord will never get conditioned at any time. So that's why in the previous section we were discussing 4 points. Krishna is clearly mentioning living entity soul is Aja, but Supreme Lord is also Aja. But the difference is his body never deteriorates. Ajopisan Abhyayatma. But the Jiva body deteriorates as we are seeing our body is wrinkling, our skin is wrinkling, we are growing old, things are not working the way it was before, few years before, because that is deteriorated, that is Vaya, it is getting deteriorated. Our bank balance deteriorates, all these things, there is a deterioration, whether it's a beauty or whether it's wealth or job, whatever you name it. Again, next life, then again we have to start from where we left off. So whatever knowledge again we have to learn all these things. But in terms of the Lord, it's not like that. He knows exact past, present, future, because He's always there. But for us, we are taking different bodies. The soul is taking up different bodies. So that is the difference. So the jnanis who are want to merge into Brahmana effulgence, they are merging because Lord is reciprocating. Again, they come back. So in this way, this reciprocation is going on. So Lord is telling, as they surrender to me, with what bhava, with what mood, then accordingly I am reciprocating with them. So that's why the practical application, if we really want permanent results, we want to attain the permanent world where there is no anxiety, where there is no birth, death, old age, disease, then we must make a right choice. We must make a proper choice. And that's why the practical application is very important. That's what 4.11 here the Lord Krishna is mentioning. Now the 4.12 Krishna is talking about the worship of demigod. Kankshanta karmanam siddhim eva devata. So karmaja. Kankshanta karmanam siddhi. Let's go to the verse number 11. Kankshanta means one who is desiring. One who is desiring. Kankshanta karmanam siddhim yajante iha devata kshipram hi manushe loke siddhir bhavati karmajaya. Siddhir bhavati karmaja means it is produced of the fruitive activity. When we say karma, it is based on the Vedic scriptures, it is based on the authority of the Vedas, but it has a fruitive mentality. It means they are attached to the results. They want enjoyment. Now, in this verse, Krishna is speaking especially those who are looking out of immediate results, temporary results, and they want temporary benefits. Immediately they want quick results, and they want powers and enjoyment. Yeah, that's what quick results and enjoyment they want. So that is prayer, temporary. But those who want permanent results, eternal benefit, so then that means that is called shreyas. Preya means temporary, shreya means permanent. So here in this case, those who are looking for quick results and enjoyment, they are worshipping demigods. And these demigods, how they are ruling, what is the position? It is mentioned that what is it? Aharyat Brahmana, what is it? Sahasrayuga Paryantam Aharyat Brahmano Vidhu. That is the one day of Brahma. Brahma has 100 years. His lifetime is explained as 100 years. These 100 years is different from us. It is relative in this material world, everything. Our 100 years in Kali Yuga is different from much. We are very minute. Brahma is the topmost. In this material world, he is the topmost demigod. So his life is 100 years. That is 3.3 trillion years or so. 3.3 trillion years. So one day of Brahma, just like our one day is 12 hours, one night is 12 hours. Means changes winter, summer. There is a more daytime and nighttime that is there always. So one day of Brahma, 1,000 yuga cycles. So that means Satya, Krita Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, Kali Yuga. 4 yuga cycles, like that 1,000 times. 1,000. One yuga cycle is 4 yugas, and then like that 1,000 times. That is just one day of Brahma. And again, same duration is one night of Brahma. So at the one day of Brahma is also called Kalpa. Each day, one day of Brahma, one Kalpa. So Padma Kalpa, Sweta Varaha Kalpa, is all mentioned. In one day of Brahma, in one Kalpa, there are 14 Manus change. Each Manu lives for 71 yugas. Divya yugas they call. 71 yugas. Because one day of Brahma is 1,000 yuga cycles. Out of that, one Manu, each Manu, 14 Manus change. Each Manu lives for 71 Divya yugas. So that means out 1,000 divided by the 71 is around 14 Manus comes within one day of Brahma. At the end of day of Brahma, what happens? There is annihilation. Everything, the whole universe, 14 planetary system goes back into abdomen of Mahavishnu. It is called Naimittika annihilation, occasional annihilation. There are 4 kinds of annihilation. This is one of annihilation. At the end of Brahma, it is called Prakritika or material annihilation. That is, the whole material world all the material elements, 7 layers outside, 7 layers above the 14 planetary system, the whole globe gets completely annihilated. In this time, at that one day of Brahma, it doesn't get completely, it goes into abdomen of Mahavishnu, again it comes out. Hmm. Then again the living entities are awake from the sleep, deep sleep, awake from the deep sleep, different planet, different countries, different cities, wherever they are. They go back and the creation again starting. So in this way, this is good. So one day of Brahma, 14 Manus change. 14 Manus are there. So each Manu, each time Manu changes, the whole he will bring his own battalion. That is different department, different demigods change. Each time Manu change, different demigod change. Now the Indra's name is Purandara currently. So we are in the Sveta Varaha Kalpe, Vaivasvata Manvantare. Sun god, his name is Vivaswan. His son's name is Vaivasvata. And right now we are in that Manvantara. Ditiya Parabde Sveta Varaha Kalpe, Vaivasvata Manvantare, Pratham Pade Jambu Dve Vartakande. So like this, when we do Sankalpa, they mention. So that is coming in that line of this, what Kalpa, what Brahma's lifetime going on, and what Manvantara is going on. So all these are explained. So in that Vaivasvata Manu is coming down. Right now we are in that Manvantara. So in that Manvantara, currently the Indra is Purandara. They are all Jivas. From Brahma all the way, all others except Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva's position is in between Lord Krishna, Lord Vishnu and Lord Brahma. He is not Jiva Tattva. Lord Brahma and all the rest of all demigods are all Jiva Tattva. That means anybody who performs 100 lifetimes, no sinful activity, exactly as per scriptures, pious credits, then he will get the post of Lord Brahma. After 100 lifetime, he gets that credit, then he will be chosen as Lord Brahma. So like that, each of these demigods has certain qualifications to be met, then accordingly they will be chosen for the positions. These are all just positions. These are all different departments they are in charge of. Indra, Chandra, Varuna. So accordingly, so that's why those who are worshipping them, they are getting the temporary benefits. They are looking for immediate results. And then Lord Krishna later on explains to Uddhava also that it is like, what is the use, what is the result, what is the use of this worship? Because these are temporary. It is like, you are trying to grow agriculture land, you are trying to grow crop, but then crop is dying, either crop disease or insects or a drought or too much rain or too much snow. Either of these, because then you are not able to grow crop, then what is use? It is not giving any results. And what is the use of working so hard if none of these are actually cooperating in this way? So one who is giving, instead of directly worshipping the Supreme Lord, rather understanding, means there is no problem of approaching demigods with a proper mindset, understanding their position, that they are different department heads, they are serving, they are facilitating the worship of the Supreme Lord, they are facilitating different sacrifices, they are just facilitating and serving the Supreme Lord in their capacities. In that mood, if we understand, if we worship that, those who are coming, those who are worshipping them with that mood, then they will accordingly guide them. Okay. So he is looking for the permanent results, he is looking for the eternal benefit, he wants to go back to the actual spiritual world without this actual, where there is no material anxiety, then accordingly they will guide them. So they will guide to the Lord Vishnu and Lord Vishnu's devotees accordingly. Lord Shiva is telling Mother Parvati, the topmost is Aradhanam Sarvesham Parataram Tasmat Parataram Aradhanam Sarvesham Vishnu Aradhanam Param Tasmat Parataram Devi Tadiyanam Samarchanam. Topmost worship, and Mother Parvati is asking, Lord Shiva is telling, topmost worship is Lord Vishnu, and even further than that is worshipping his devotees is him, because when Lord is pleased, especially yesterday was the Gopastami, Lord Krishna himself is teaching two things in his Leela, Gopastami, Govardhan Puja, and when Lord Krishna, Diwali, these three incidents, there are three different instructions. Lord Krishna is teaching how to serve devotees, how to serve mother cow. On Gopastami day, Lord Krishna is teaching how to serve mother cow. Two times we see that when the during the this Yamuna river, in the Yamuna, this Kaliya came and staying in Yamuna river, and then he polluted all the water, became poisonous. All these cows and calves came and drank, and then they all died. So much venomous. This Kaliya snake is not ordinary snake, huge snake, gigantic snake, and all of them died. Immediately, Krishna was only 4 or 5 years old at that time. He saw what happened. Then immediately became so angry with this with this snake, Kaliya. Then he jumped into the Yamuna, and then he danced on Kaliya. Obviously he showed the mercy. He was very compassionate, and Kaliya also initially didn't understand. He was puffed up. Then he thought, this is just a small boy. But later he realized who this personality is, none other than Supreme Lord. Then Lord showed mercy and then told, now get out from this place and stay somewhere else, not at this place in the Yamuna river. This way Lord showing that by that pastime that they protected the cows, revived those cows and calves. So in that way he showed, and then on Gopastami day also, Lord Krishna personally want to teach, and then he didn't want to wear. Yasodamai didn't wanted to send Krishna to the cow herding, because he just approached 6 years, Pauganda age, from Kaumara 5 years to 6 years. And Lord Krishna, his eternal age is 16.5 years. Navayavanam cha Vedeshu Durlam Adurlam Atma Bhakto Govindam Adi Purushantamam Bhajam. He is always 16.5 years old. He never changes. His age is eternally the same. See, Srimad Radharani's age 14 years, some days are there. That is eternally, it is like that. But when he comes to Bhoma Vrindavan in this material world, Vrindavan, not different of this Vrindavan and the Golok Vrindavan, but different. Pastimes are a little bit different, because he wants to perform these pastimes to attract the living entities, and some of the rasas are not directly, some of these pastimes are not directly available in the there in the Golok Vrindavan. So Lord wants to fight. Whom he will fight with in the spiritual world. That way, those things will happen here in Bhoma Vrindavan, Dwaraka, Mathura, different places and different expansions of Lord. And Vasudeva Krishna, Mathura Krishna, like that. Actually, Shyamsundar Krishna in Vrindavan, he doesn't leave from Vrindavan. So the one who fights is Vasudeva Krishna, Lord Krishna's further expansion, one level down. So anyway, so Lord Krishna thought he didn't want to wear his shoes, because if the cows if you want me to wear shoes, then you have to put shoes for every cow. Then I will also wear shoes. Then obviously the Lord Krishna didn't allow, because they can 909 million cows. How much they can do? Put a shoe for each and every cow. That is just not possible. So then, they are okay. Then Lord Krishna didn't even wear shoes. He was Nanda Maharaj was a king of the village, Vaishya community, but he was not an ordinary boy, son of Nanda Maharaj. But still, Lord Krishna is teaching how to serve the cows. In that way, he taught that he wants to worship cows. Then he worshipped the cows on the day of Gopastami in Kartik month, 8th day, when Lord Krishna reached. First time also, before also 8th day, it happened when initially he was being given calves. Means the baby cows, calves. He was being given that he can herd calves. At the age of 5, Pauganda age, when Lord Krishna reached, then he has been given the cows. He can herd the cows. So at that time, Lord Krishna was taken, given that. Even the Yasodamai didn't want it, because she was always remembering Krishna. She was very much afraid. He is only a small boy. So many ferocious animals will be there, and this and that. So many problems with these bare feet. How much he can walk, and so many. She constantly, there was an anxiety. Yasodamai constantly thinking of Lord Krishna. So, but Purnamasi told, no, you cannot stay at home. So you have to let him go and play. Then Nanda Baba also told, and all his brothers, also Upananda and others also told. Then Yasodamai finally agreed, and then in that way Lord Krishna was being given cow herding. And then Lord Krishna, they worshipped the cows on this Gopastami day, and then also Govardhan Puja day also they worship cows. Yesterday was the Gopastami. In India, it was today. And Govardhan Puja also, Lord Krishna is teaching. They were worshipping Indra Puja. His father Nanda Maharaj there also is teaching how to worship Govardhan, Giriraj, Govardhan, and cows and calves. He protected all the cows and calves and the cowherd boys, everyone. All of them are coming under Vaishya community. So their main business is Krishi Goraksha Vanijam Vaishya Karma Swabhavajam. So that is the next verse. Chatur Varna Maya Asaksham Guna Karma Vivasa. So in this verse, in the verse number 12, is mainly teaching about for the quick results and quick enjoyment, they approach demigod, they worship demigods. Somebody wants to be beautiful, they have to worship what is Mother Durga. Somebody wants to be very powerful, he has to worship sun god. So like that, there are different descriptions are there for a certain benefits. Certain demigods are being given, but these are all temporary. So it doesn't give us a really permanent benefit. Because what is the fundamental problem? Shastra is Viswanath Chakravarti Thakur Prabhupada is telling that their discrimination between the temporary and the permanent, their discrimination power is eclipsed, because they are thinking to get quick results and also enjoyment. Because of that, it is actual real thing is eclipsed. Real thing is been overpowered. So that's what he is telling. Discrimination of temporary and eternal nature is eclipsed by desire for enjoyment. So, but the opposite is the devotees. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is teaching that. Nadanam na janam na sundarim kavitam va jagadish kamaye mama janmani janmani isware bhavatat bhakti rahai tuki tvayi Ananda tanuja kinkaram. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is teaching that I don't want wealth, I don't want beautiful ladies, I don't want nadanam, na janam, not followers, na sundarim, kavitam va jagadish kamaye, mama janmani, life after life, let me be always engaged in the loving service. Mama janmani, janmani iswari, bhavatat bhakti, ahaituki tvayi, bhavatat bhakti. Let me engage in loving devotion service at your lotus feet. Let me remember always at your lotus feet. This should be our prayer. Always remember your lotus feet and be in the service. Doesn't matter where we are, whatever position we are in. So that's what Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is teaching. But here this verse is teaching, it's our choice in our practical application after receiving transcendental knowledge. You want temporary benefits or you want permanent benefits? These temporary benefits are not going to last long. So Lord Krishna is also teaching in the Bhaumasura on Diwali day. Lord Krishna killed Bhaumasura or Narakasur, who has abducted 16,000 queens from different kings. So when Lord Krishna released all of them, so then he built 16,000 separate palaces. He expanded 16,000 times, individual persons separately, all of them performing different pastimes. It's not like one person, ordinary human being cannot marry, one or two, maybe 10, maybe more, but still nobody can marry 16,000. On top of it, he cannot expand like Lord Krishna did. 16,000 times he expanded. Each place he is doing different activity. Narada Muni came to check out what's happening here. And each place is so much, it is explained, but everything was bedecked with jewels. The whole courtyard and the whole palace, the whole roads and the plants, everything was, it's unbelievable. That's why Dwaraka was, even now when they excavate, they find different, even now it is going on still. They find so many things, archaeological evidences from Dwaraka. It is the oldest city, the most beautiful city. Dwaraka was always remembering Krishna, praying to Krishna, trying to serve Krishna. So there Narada Muni came, and then immediately Lord Krishna, Rukmini Devi's palace he came, and then Rukmini Devi was worshipping Lord Krishna, fanning, even though so many maid servants were there. Then Narada Muni, as soon as he came in, then Lord Krishna got up from his own seat and then gave seat to Narada Muni, because he was a Brahmana, he was a sage, he was a saintly person. He gave him a seat and massaged his feet and washed his feet and sprinkled his water. Then he addressed as Bhagavan, Narada. And then he spoke, and how can I serve you? So this way Lord Krishna is teaching always how to serve Brahmanas and his devotees, and how to serve and protect cows, protecting and serving and worshipping cows. Every day, even on daily, every day he used to do that. Lord Krishna on a day-to-day activities also used to worship cows in the morning, and give charity of cows. So Lord always teaching in so many different pastimes how to worship cows. That whole pastime of Gopastami is there, where Lord Purnamasi's arrangement, then Jetila was the mother-in-law of Srimad Radharani, then Srimad Radharani, Lord Krishna was so much depressed and distressed, especially he was in near in I think yeah, he was in not Radhakund, yeah, I think he was in Radhakund, yeah, he was playing with the cow while cow herding is going on, then he disappeared from there. All the cowherd boys are playing and the cows are grazing. Then he disappeared from there and he came to Radhakund. Then he was in distress. He didn't see Srimad Radharani. Then that time, then Subal is a great associate, is a great friend. Subal saw seeing that distress. Then immediately, don't worry, I will take care. Then he went to his home and Jetla was watching. Hey, why are you come? Why did you come here? What job you have here? Then he said, no, my calf is lost. I'm looking for calf. What calf? And then finally somehow he managed, and then he was looking, okay, immediately you go, search, and then he immediately run away from here. So then he came, and the gopis are there. Then immediately they understood what's happening. Then Subal went into Srimad Radharani's room. Then they exchanged the forms. Then Srimad Radharani took the form of Subal Saka, and then dressed as Gopa as Subal. And then Subal took the form of Srimad Radharani, stayed in that room. Then Srimad Radharani left as Subal. So then Jetla thought, oh, is Subal going? Then all right, then she took that, put that calf here, chest, just to not, so that Jetla will find out that Srimad Radharani, it is Srimad Radharani. Then in that way, Srimad Radharani left from there in the form of Subal, Saka as a Gopa. That's why on Gopastami day in many temples we are celebrating on Sunday. Radharani, Srimad Radharani is worshipped as Gopa, as a cowherd boy. You see that the feet is shown, lotus feet is shown on that day because it's Gopa. For ladies, they don't show the feet, but for the men, that is natural. So that's how the feet is shown. Then, so that's how Srimad Radharani went and meet Shyam Sundar at Radhakund, then disguised as Subhal. Lord Krishna was in very much distress, and then immediately went and hugged, and then he thought, oh, this is Subhal, laughing, and then understood, oh, this is the Srimad Radharani. In that way, they performed so many beautiful pastimes on this day of Gopastami. But the main underlying reason, underlying instruction is to Lord Krishna is teaching, not wearing the shoe, and always protecting and giving shelter to cows, and calling the cows different names. He used to very lovingly. They used to Lord Krishna. He used to love the cows. He used to cuddle them. He used to love them. He used to call them just like we are chanting. He used these beads, 108 beads, to call the cows different names. 108 groups of cows. 9 million cows are grouped under 108. He used to use that beads to each group. One name is there. He used to call like that and count these beads. So in this way, so Lord Krishna is always worshipping and protecting and thinking of cows, reciprocating. So everything must be in relation with Krishna. When we are worshipping with cows, it must be in relation with Krishna. When we worship Brahmanas, in relation with Krishna. So everything must be in relation with Krishna. So when we are serving devotees, everything, we must serve, they are servant of Krishna. In that way, so we get the real benefit. Anyway, so that is what here in this verse 4.12 really means. We shouldn't be eclipsed by this desire for enjoyment, temporary enjoyment. Because what will happen is, in the beginning it looks, this is another problem with that, because in the beginning it looks nectar. Oh, this is immediate result I am going to get. Let me enjoy. So that is what it is. But at the end, it's going to be bitter. It's going to be poison. Because that's what again and again we have to take birth and so much distress.